Imagine a people with no land, no army, no country, scattered across the world for 1,800 years, persecuted, exiled, nearly wiped from the face of the earth, and then, in just 50 years, they built one of the most powerful nations in the world. This is not fiction. This is not a movie. This is the story of Israel. Chapter 1. In the beginning, 4,000 years ago, in the deserts of the Middle East, a man named Abraham left his home and walked into an unknown land. That land was called Canaan. Today, we call it Palestine. We call it Israel. Abraham's grandson was a man named Jacob, and Jacob had another name, a name that would echo through all of history: Israel. His 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel. They built cities, they built kingdoms. Under the great King David, they made Jerusalem their eternal capital. Under King Solomon, they built a temple so magnificent that people called it one of the wonders of the ancient world. But greatness never lasts forever. Chapter 2. Scattered like dust. In 586 BC, the Babylonians came. They burned Jerusalem to the ground. They destroyed Solomon's temple, and they dragged the Jewish people into exile. The Jews rebuilt. They returned. They rose again. But then came the Romans. In 70 AD, Roman soldiers surrounded Jerusalem. They destroyed the Second Temple, the holiest place in Jewish history. And this time, the Jewish people were scattered across the entire world: Europe, Arabia, Africa, Asia. They had no country, no king, no home, just a memory, just a prayer. Next year, in Jerusalem, they said those words for 1,800 years. Chapter 3. One man's dream. Fast forward to 1897. Vienna, Austria. A Jewish journalist named Theodor Herzl sat at his desk and wrote something that would change the world. He had watched Jewish people be beaten, humiliated, and killed across Europe. He had seen enough. He wrote, "The Jews need their own land, their own state, their own home." People laughed at him. They called him a dreamer. They called him a madman. But Herzl looked at the world and said, "If you will it, it is no dream." He created a movement. He called it Zionism. And slowly, quietly, Jews across the world began to believe they had a destination: Palestine, the ancient homeland, still under the control of the mighty Ottoman Empire. Chapter 4. The sick man falls. Now here is where the story gets fascinating. The Ottoman Empire, for 600 years, had been one of the most powerful empires on earth. They controlled the Middle East, North Africa, Eastern Europe. But by the 1900s, the empire was dying from the inside. Corruption, revolts, economic collapse. Europeans had a nickname for it: the sick man of Europe. Then came World War I. 1914. The Ottomans made a fatal mistake. They joined hands with Germany, and Germany was going to lose. As the war raged across continents, a small group of Jewish leaders traveled to London. They sat across from British politicians, and they made a deal. "Support us, help us get Palestine, and we will bring Jewish financial power and influence to support Britain in this war." The British listened. They calculated. They agreed. On November 2nd, 1917, Britain's Foreign Secretary Lord Balfour signed a single letter, 67 words, the Balfour Declaration. 67 words that promised the Jewish people a homeland in Palestine. 67 words that would start one of the longest conflicts in modern history. Chapter 5. The Empire crumbles. 1918. World War I ends. Germany is defeated, and the Ottoman Empire collapses. 600 years of power gone. Britain and France divide the Middle East between themselves. Palestine goes to Britain, and now the doors open. Jewish families from Russia, Poland, Germany, Yemen, they pack their bags. They board ships. They arrive at the shores of Palestine, wave after wave after wave. They called it Aliyah, the ascent. They built farms in the desert. They built cities from sand. They built schools, hospitals, newspapers. They built an army, and they waited. Chapter 6. From the ashes. Then came the darkest chapter in Jewish history: World War II, the Holocaust. 6 million Jews murdered by Nazi Germany. 6 million. The world watched in horror, and when it was over, the world felt something it had never felt before: guilt. The United Nations voted. The world agreed. The Jewish people deserved a homeland. And then came the moment, May 14th, 1948. In a museum in Tel Aviv, a man named David Ben-Gurion stood before a Poe
and spoke into a microphone. "We hereby proclaim the establishment of the Jewish state in Palestine, to be called Israel." The room erupted. People wept, people danced. 1,800 years of exile. 1,800 years of prayer, 1,800 years of waiting, and in one moment, a nation was reborn. Israel's story is one of the most extraordinary in all of human history. A people without a land, who never forgot their land. Whether you see it as a miracle or a controversy, one thing is certain: nothing like this has ever happened before in history. So tell me, what do you think about the birth of Israel? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more stories like this, stories that textbooks never tell you, subscribe, because history is never boring.